Hello, everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. So the Bucks win the tip. Here's Antetokounmpo. Sidney Moncrief on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Robertson. Lets it go from deep. And he gets it to go.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Kid with it. Outside Irving. Back to Kidd. That's tipped. Abdul-Jabbar. The shot from the low post is good.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
That's to Lopez. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Well, I tell you what, that is a lot harder than it appears. You got to get your body angle just right to shield you from the defense.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Allen outside. There's the screen. Pass to Moncrief. 5 to shoot. Back to Allen. Fires for 3. They get it back. Bucks on defense. Now here's Kidd. Now Lopez. Converts on the jumper for the easy 2. He has 5.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help. And he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher. He needs more than one guy to defend him.
That's good. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Now here's Kidd. Back to Kidd. Here's Petrovic. Pass to Irving. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Allen. Here's Antetokounmpo. Robertson. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Now Moncrief. Clock at 6. Off the left rim and out. Kidd up top. Outside Williams. Back to Kidd. Pass to Lopez. Outside Irving. Puts up a 3. And that one's good.
You've got to be in his jersey before he catches it. You've got to deny him a catch. Otherwise, he'll hurt you from deep.
Now here's Moncrief. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he banks in the layup.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Here's Kidd. Here's Petrovic. Pass to Lopez. Backs in from 15 feet away. And it's Brooklyn scoring again. The Bucks trail. Now Robertson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Back to Robertson. 6 on the shot clock. Allen. There's the 3. And he gets it to go.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Here's Kidd. Here's Petrovic. Outside Irving. Here's Petrovic. Pass to Kidd. Lets the three fly.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first four.
Sidney Moncrief on the wing.
Defensive foul.
Here's Allen. Pass to Moncrief. 6 to shoot. Robertson. And there are the Bucks with another bucket. Brooklyn trailing. And here is Kidd. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Back to Irving. Working on Allen. Here's Kidd. Connects from three-point range.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Robertson with it. He has 5. Sidney Moncrief on the wing. Left side Irving. Outside Kidd. Right side Kidd. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. He has 5. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And the Bucks with possession. They trail by 1. Here's Antetokounmpo. Robertson with it. And Robertson backs down. 6 on the shot clock. And Jason Kidd picks up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. Milwaukee with the ball. Robertson. Up and in on the layup. He's got 7. Now Kidd. He's got 5. Pass to Lopez. The layup off target.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Allen outside. Now here is Moncrief. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 4 on the clock. With the shot. Rebound by Williams.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Here's Petrovic. Pass to Kidd. Fires from deep. No good.
You know, guys, if he does his work early, he knows when he gets in a good position, his size gives him the big edge on the glass.
Here's Antetokounmpo. To the middle. Abdul-Jabbar lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Left side Irving. Left side Irving. This is his first chance at the line tonight. That's good from Irving. And a new group in for the Nets. Both free throws good for Irving. Milwaukee in the lead. Now Robertson. He's got 7. They set the pick. The finger roll finish at the bucket. He's got 9.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
Now here is Carter outside. Great positioning on the putback. And Milwaukee has possession. And here is Robertson. He's got 9. Here's Dandridge. Red with the ball. Pass to Dandridge. Lays it up and banks it in.
Are you sensing or feeling a theme here, fellas? I mean, they're taking it straight to the bucket every time down.
Now here's Anderson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And here's Carter. Carter, that's good.
And here's another thing I've noticed. You know, sometimes at the defensive end, he'll come out of nowhere to make a play on the ball, blocking a shot from behind when the shooter had no idea he was there.
Here's Dandridge. Pass to Robertson. Red. Now Cummings. That's good. Brooklyn with the ball. Trailing by 2. Guarded by Red. Tries from 10. And it's Brooklyn scoring again. Milwaukee with the ball. And here is Cummings. Here's Dandridge. Now Red. Pass to Dandridge. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Outside Irving. The kick out to Anderson. Carter outside. The tray. And again, Brooklyn with the triple. Now here's Robertson. Robertson up top. He's got 9. Now here is Red. Clock at 6. Pass to Cummings. Robertson with it. Three-pointer. Carter pulls it in. There's the pick. Outside Irving. Anderson with the ball. And here's Anderson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Takes a shot at the elbow. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
The Bucks trail. Now Red. Pass to Cummings. Here's Robertson. Here's Dandridge. Back to Robertson. And Vince Carter picks up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. And the Nets making a change here. Here's Dandridge. Dandridge's shot is good. He's got 7.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Here is Anderson. Coleman. Terry Cummings pulls it in. At the end of the first, Clark, in a close game so far. And we'll be back with you for the start. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think? Now Russell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Trailing by 2. Here's Preston. Back to Cummings. Pass to McLaughlin. Shot clock at 6. That drops.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
And here is Harris. Now, here is Russell. There's a good screen. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Jefferson with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And the Nets with possession. Now here is Harris. Back to Jefferson. Pass to Harris. And here's Russell. They get the rebound. We're closing in on 2 minutes play here in the second quarter. Now Russell. Good on the triple. He has 5. Here is McLaughlin. Now Cummings. And here is Cummings. McLaughlin. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
Pass to Jefferson. Back to Russell. 6 on the shot clock. Takes the three. Shot is off. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here is McLaughlin. Here is McLaughlin. Pass to Pierce. Here is McLaughlin. Launches it. No luck.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Russell with it. He's got 5. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. For 3. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. He's got 8.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. And the Nets making a change here. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Moncrief. Here's Antetokounmpo. There's the pick. Moncrief, El Cid with it. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now, here is Russell. 8 points for him. Here's Petrovic. Pulls up on the elbow. Pierce with it. Now here's Pierce. And he hits it to tie the game up. Brooklyn with the ball. Now Harris. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Petrovic. And it's off from three-point range. And it's the Bucks ball. Lots of room. Abdul-Jabbar. Good. 6 points for him. Now, here is Russell. And here's Russell. Pass to Harris. Puts one up from 19. Rebound, Milwaukee.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Abdul-Jabbar. Petrovic with the rebound. Brooklyn trailing. Pass to Harris. Here's Petrovic. Back to Harris. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Russell missing. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Here is McLaughlin. Pass to Moncrief. Outside Pierce. Back to Moncrief. For the 3. Rebound by Williams. Russell with it. He's got 8. They set the pick. Here's Petrovic. Back to Russell. Pass to Harris. They need this one. They get it back. Lopez. And that one's good. 9 points in the game so far.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Now here is Moncrief. Now here is Harris. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. That puts them in the lead. The Bucks trail. Now Moncrief. Pass to McLaughlin. From 10 feet out, the shot is good off the backboard. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. making a switch here. Kidd with it. 5 points in the game. Pass to Russell. From deep. The shot no good. Here's Antetokounmpo. McLaughlin. Soft touch off the glass. 6 points for him.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Left side Kidd. Left side Kidd. And that one's good.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And here's Russell. He's got 8. Right side Kidd. Petrovic. Pass to Lopez. Backs down. Again, the Nets for 2.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Here is McLaughlin. And here is Allen. Here's Antetokounmpo. McLaughlin. No good on the triple.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Russell with it. Here's Petrovic. Back to Russell. Unloads. Good on the jump shot. He's got 10.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's had.
Here is McLaughlin. Sidney Moncrief on the wing. Here's Antetokounmpo. Good!
But after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
The Nets with the lead. Now here's Kidd. He has 7. Again, the Nets for 2. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Moncrief. A baseline J. And another basket for Milwaukee.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Now Kidd. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Petrovic. They set the screen. Nice open look, but it's no good.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Pass to McLaughlin. Now Moncrief. Clock at 6. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
Also, guys, so often we see him playing possum at the defensive end. And then all of a sudden he springs into action, picks off a pass, and ignites the fast break.
And here's Russell. He's got 10. Outside Kidd. Shot is off. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to McLaughlin. Now here's Allen. Here's Antetokounmpo. Hits it from three-point range. 7 points in the game.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Here we go, all alone. Pass to McLaughlin. Moncrief. From deep three-point range. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's a close game as we... Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Nice game. Great performance by Brook Lopez. Now here's Kidd. Back to Irving. Right side, Irving. Shot denied. Moncrief El Cid with it. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Antetokounmpo. Now here's Moncrief. Pass to Robertson. The shot is off. Now Irving. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. 9 points in the game so far. Milwaukee in the lead. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Abdul-Jabbar. That's good.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop guy.
And the Nets with possession here. And here is Kidd. Pass to Irving. Covered by Robertson. From down low. Here's Irving. And he sinks the layup. And here is Robertson. He's got 9. Abdul-Jabbar. Right around a minute here in the third quarter. Kidd with it. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Allen. Great pass to set up the lay-in. He has 5.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Kidd, and Williams backs in. Goes to the fadeaway and cans it.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Abdul-Jabbar. That is good.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Now here's Kidd. Back to Kidd. They set the pick. 4 on the shot clock. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. He's got 11. Here's Antetokounmpo. He's got 7. Timeout called the Bucks. Milwaukee with the ball. 4-point game. Now here is Moncrief. He has 6. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 8 points for him. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Outside Kidd. Pass to Lopez. And that one's good. Here's Antetokounmpo. And here's Robertson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 5. Here's Moncrief. No good.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Outside Irving. Teardrop shot. They get it back. That is good. He's got 15. And so it's Milwaukee with it. The lead is 2. Now Moncrief. 8 points for him. Here's Antetokounmpo. Back to Moncrief. That one goes. Count. And here is Kidd. 11 points in the game. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And the Nets making a change here. Here's Kidd. The finger roll finish at the bucket. He's got 13. Here's Antetokounmpo. 7 points in the game. Red with the ball. Red with the ball. Here's Antetokounmpo. 6 to shoot. Pass to Robertson. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Right side Kidd. Carter outside. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Allen. Robertson with it. Now here's Robertson. Now Red, just 5 to shoot. Buries the long-range jumper.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Brooklyn trailing. Here's the screen. Outside Irving. Outside Irving. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Misses the layup. Martin with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Kidd with it. Pass to Carter. To tie, and it's good. And that makes it a tie ball game.
You know, they've got to be careful not to give a shooter of his caliber open looks like that. 1 or 2 of those are all it takes to really get him going.
Now here's Robertson. 9 points in the game so far. From 8 feet away, he drops it in. 11 points in the game. Here's Kidd. He's got 13. There's a screen. Pass to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. High post shot. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
And I don't think we can talk about him without also mentioning his tendency to just erupt and string together a bunch of baskets in a row in a real short period of time.
Red. Allen outside. Now here's Robertson. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Now Kidd. Carter outside. They set the pick. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. He's got 13.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off. He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Outside Kidd. It's Vince Carter on the wing. Outside Irving. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. First one falls for him. The Nets making a switch here. Both free throws good for Irving. Milwaukee in the lead. Here's Pressley. Pass to Dandridge. Here's Pressley. It's tipped. Baker. And the Anderson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Puts one up from 19, and that one's good. Here's Preston. Pass to Dandridge. Six on the shot clock. Now here is Red. A three ball. Red with the ball. Now here's Anderson. Leads him in there. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. He's got 19. Here's Preston. It's a one-point game. And here is Red. Pass to Dandridge. Here's Preston. Lock at 6. A step-back shot here. And that's good for 2. And Portland has possession. Now Anderson. Outside Irving. Back to Anderson. Pass to Irving. Shot clock at 6. The rebound by the Bucks. And here is Red. Here's Preston. Takes it from 10. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Now here's Anderson. Goes up from the top of the key. No good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. The Bucks on top. And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. Pass to Preston. Here's Dandridge. Now here's Cummings. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. The Nets making a switch here. Brooklyn trailing. Here is Anderson. Ball's not loose. Coleman. And the layup's good off the glass. Here's Preston. Pass to Dandridge. Here's Preston. Six to shoot. Here's Dandridge. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. The Nets making a switch here. We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Harris with it. Pass to Lopez. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Preston. Back to Pierce. Here's Antetokounmpo. Dandridge. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. Outside Irving. To take the lead. And he hits the jump shot. 21 points in the game. The Bucks trail. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Here's Preston. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the Bucks miss again. And here comes Harris. Lets it go. Quick shot there, and it's off target. And the Bucks with possession. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Pass to Pressey. Here's Dandridge. 5 on the clock. To end the drought, here's Dandridge. Perfect on the shot. Swishes it through. And Brooklyn has possession. A great fourth quarter. Just giving up 2 points. Now Irving. Pierce covering. The jump hook. And Irving finishes inside. He's got 23.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Here's Dandridge. Count the bucket. Now here is Harris. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Here's Antetokounmpo. And stolen by Harris. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Now here is Irving. And that is good. Here's Pressey. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Dandridge. Shoots the 3. Has the bucket. Good.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Now Harris. Now here's Lopez. Shot is off. Here's Antetokounmpo. Pass to Dandridge. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And here is Harris. Back to Lopez. Backing down. Milwaukee with the rebound. Pierce with it. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. The first one falls. And the Nets making a change here. Pierce hits 2. Brooklyn with the ball. Trailing by 4. Now here's Kidd. Here's Petrovic. Pass to Williams. Here's Petrovic. Clock at 4. Outside Irving. Swiped away. And they're on the break. Here's Antetokounmpo. Now Moncrief. Fader on the way. Here's Dandridge. Sidney Moncrief on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Abdul-Jabbar. It's blocked. And here is Kidd. Left side Kidd. Outside Irving. Here's Petrovic. Outside Kidd. To halt the run. Good. Milwaukee with the ball. It's a 1-point game. Moncrief. Banked in off the glass. Here comes Kidd. Outside Irving. Pass to Lopez. Petrovic. Now, here is Irving. Right side Irving. And the shot is good. 27 points for him.
He's been hot here in the fourth, contributing big at the right time.
Here's Pierce. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Here's Kidd. Pass to Irving. Dandridge defending. Back to Kidd. Shot clock at 5. Here's Antetokounmpo. Here's Dandridge. Here's Dandridge. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the 3 off target. Kidd with it. Left side Kidd. Now here's Moncrief. That's blocked. It's 2-on-1. Here's Petrovic. Here's Williams. Here's Petrovic. Outside Kidd. Pass to Irving. That's good. He's got 29 points.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
Now Pierce. Here's Antetokounmpo. Back to Pierce. From past the arc. No good. And here's Irving. Pass to Kidd. Back to Irving. Kidd with it. Now, here is Irving. Again, the Nets for 2.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. The Bucks making a switch here. Now here's Robertson. Kidd with the steal. And here's the fast break. Pass to Lopez. Backing down. Unloads from 9. Here's Kidd. 5 to shoot. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
The Bucks trail. Robertson with it. Kicks it out to Allen. From the baseline. And he gets it to go. Kidd with it. Back to Williams. Pass to Irving. Right side, Irving. Clock at 6. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
He's clearly been the star of this fourth quarter. I don't think he's missed a shot.
Now here's Moncrief. Here's Antetokounmpo. Sinks it. Now here's Kidd. Back to Williams. Left side Williams. And that one goes home. Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Timeout called the Nets. Outside Kidd. Outside Williams. Irving. chipped away. 6 on the shot clock. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Here's Petrovic. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one. Timeout called the Bucks. And so it's the...
Is that real? Ran up on him. I ain't say he nigga fuck me. I don't really give a. Oh man. Cause I'm all over. Ran up on him. I ain't say he nigga fuck me. I don't really give a.